Everybody, your boy Madman Serpents is live in the building. It's been a while. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody having an awesome and terrific day. I'm just I'm messing around with the thing, so I don't hear myself echoing and stuff in the background. But I hope everybody having an awesome and terrific day. I decided to go live. I was streaming through social media um a couple a couple nights ago, and I wind up seeing somebody on Facebook, and I'm like, man, like I've been seeing them on the book for a nice amount of time, and I'm like, bro got some nice animals over there. So I wound up messaging him on Facebook, and I asked him would he mind coming on a live stream with me, and he hit me right back and said he wouldn't mind at all. So I'm like, cool. So here we are tonight. Now I mean, this week we're gonna come back on another live stream, and happy birthday to Miss Candy Reptiles. My boy Ball Python Love is in the building. What's up, my brother? What's going on? So I'm gonna bring him on camera, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and I'm gonna let him go ahead and explain who he is, Wild Boy Dev.
Going on, party people? Well, this Devin out in Michigan. I am the current CEO, founder of DUEL Exotics out here, like I said, out here in Detroit, Michigan. Breeding dogs, keeping reptiles, exotic, a lot of the exotic stuff. I got a handful of reptiles, so not too much, but uh, my camera done froze on me. Uh oh.
Nah, you good, bro? You
I know.
good? You good?
Oh, can y'all still see me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you good?
Okay. Um, let's see. Yeah, just gotta, what I'm saying, I keep a handful of reptiles, nothing that I would say is too crazy. Sorry if I'm moving around. If y'all watching, y'all can see me. Sorry about the whole me moving around a lot. I'm finishing up the work, but yeah. So I keep anacondas, retics, alligators, bearded dragons, oxalotos, king cobra is what I have right now. Frogs and dogs. So, but yeah, if y'all want to know anything, though, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. Got no problem with it. On my end, it's frozen.
So now, you still moving? So if you want, just how did you get into the whole animal the love of animals or raising them?
At first, I got into them as a man, fresh. I would say fresh out of the womb, man. I was always into animals, no matter what it was, from dogs, fish, ants, worms. It didn't matter, man. The second I popped out the womb, that's what I was into. And then I started keeping exactly that. I started when what I had started keeping ants and stuff when I was a child, building ant farms, having worm collections, things like that. And then as I got older, I ventured off into keeping, catching birds and releasing them, keeping them for a couple of days and then releasing them back out into the wild. It was just more of a, like a study and things like that. Get a little bit older and then started keeping. That's when I was probably about 16 when I first got my first reptile, which was a bearded dragon. Pretty basic, simple. That bearded dragon almost died on me the second day of me keeping it. I called the pet store to find out what was wrong with it. They couldn't figure out what was going on, and I pretty much had to hot wire and bring this lizard back to health. Wind up having them for about 2 or 3 years after that, and then rehomed them, and then moved over into ball pythons. And probably the same year I got the bearded dragon and bought a ball python. Then bought multiple ball pythons and worked on trying to breed. And I was like, you know what, the ball python thing, me breeding snakes, I didn't really feel like it was gonna be a future in it, which I kind of kicked myself in the ass every day about it. Like I wish I would have actually stuck with. I had probably might be like 12 different morphs of ball pythons, and I just let it go and started moving into like keeping a lot of the stuff that everybody around me wasn't having at the time. So olive pythons, carpet python, bought a retic, and then I started getting into the crocodilians. So, yeah, and everything that I've had is pretty much all like self-taught and reading from like crocodile, watching Crocodile Hunter, reading books on different animals, being on the internet, searching up stuff. But everything that I do and have done is pretty much all like self-taught. Like I didn't have a mentor for any of that stuff that I decided to work with. Sucks, but it is what it is. This is your stuff right
Like out of the animals that you dealt with, what was your it's gonna be a couple parts of this question. What was the most difficult animal that you ever experienced dealing with?
The most difficult. Oh man, honestly, I can't. I don't know. I don't really. I can't really say that any animal that I've had, reptile wise, was difficult. But was difficult for me. Um, yeah, I can't really answer that question, man. Because I personally, I don't really don't know.
Which like when I went from a ball python to a Burmese python, and I was I think 13 years. I think I was 13 when I got the Burmese python,
Okay.
and so I went from this little snake to this to a somewhat larger snake, and
Big
when I
difference.
got the Burmese, he will always hiss, and it was kind of it made me nervous a lot or whatsoever. But that was my experience. That's when I first got my first Burmese python. Now the other parts of the question, what like
All
if
right. Okay. So if we're going that route, I would difficult from there. I would probably say maybe the retic because I, and the reason why I say the retic is all right. So you gotta remember the retics that are out now, especially like the babies that are out now, have been produced. They're multiple generations from the wild. When I was a kid, the retics that were out that you were buying were were females, either female reticulated pythons that was pregnant and captured, and then they had babies, or people were just going out in the wild and importing baby reticulated pythons. So you have like these wild, F1s, or the wild type retics that are coming in. And so yeah, probably the my first retic was probably my most difficult one, because that little fucker would strike at the cage no matter what you were doing. You can just walking past it, it'll just hit the cage. And I was like, yo, bro, you need to chill. And yeah, so I think that definitely would probably be the the more difficult one, from ball pythons to olive pythons, then to the retics.
what's going on, Super Dave 44? How you doing today? Glad you stopped by. Like I got introduced to he said show the Cobra. He at work right now.
Yeah, I ain't at the house.
So we gonna do another live stream where we bring him back on when we catch him at home, and he show the animals off. Great, thank you. Happy same to you, Super Dave. Same to you. And
And
like
she and Taco's. If you anybody that's watching, Taco is the King Cobra's name. Taco is in shed right now, so she ain't gonna be looking her best when you know. Like she's cool as hell, but she ain't definitely she won't be looking her best when we decided. Hopefully, when we do decide to do this again, it should be out of shed. It typically takes her about 2 weeks or so, and then she's good to go. But right now, yeah, she's deep in the shed. So, and I
like
still dealing with her.
what attracted you to the King Cobra?
Man, my first probably my first interactions, which was me being a kid going to our local zoo and seeing one for the first time. And you can just look in this snake's eyes and you can tell that this snake is not just looking at the people that's passing by the cage and people being amazed at seeing this snake. Like, this snake is observing and taking in everything that's going on. Like, you can see the intelligence when you're looking at a king cobra dead in the face. You can see its brain working. So that's what fascinated me about him. Like a snake that can really be, a personable. Like a lot of people probably, and the viewers probably don't know this, but king cobras are, if not the probably I want to say probably if one or if not the only snake that builds a nest using its body and then protects it. Protects the eggs. Like the mother king cobra will lay on top of her eggs, on top of the nest, and watch to make sure that no predators come by. And this is only recorded during with crocodilians. Now, every other snake species will lay the eggs and then leave. Crocodilians do the same. Crocodilians lay the eggs and they will watch. But the king cobra will do the same thing. So absolutely amazing, man. Oh, it's raining. Wet day out here.
I'm about to repost the YouTube.
One second.
I'm about to repost it now.
Give me 1 second. It's about to get loud.
Yeah, man. Like when I was going through the Facebook, and I seen it, and I'm like, yo, man, like that's what I'm like, yo, man, this drink cool, man. Like I was hooked to the YouTube channel, man. I mean, I was hooked to the Facebook, and freaking, I'm like, man, I gotta bring him on so everybody can see, what he working with, man, and he got some nice stuff over there. I even like the dogs, man, like the dogs and everything he got going on over there. Hold on, I'm about to post the video. I'm about to post the link right now. Give me a couple seconds. Appreciate everybody. Got a new comment. Let me see what's Jay Snakes, man. What's good? What's up, Jay Snakes? What's going on, bro? Appreciate you stopping by. Much love, bro. What's going on, man?
All right,
I
well, I'm
just,
back.
I just did
I'm back.
they want your link. I'm about to give it to them.
You try to follow me on Instagram, it's Wild Boy Dev, the same as it's read on here. YouTube, same thing. Facebook is Dual Exotics.
Man, excuse me. I haven't done this in a long time, y'all. All right, here we go. Where we at? All right,
Surprisingly,
here we go. Right
okay,
here.
the easiest thing that I've worked with so
John
far.
Warrior, what's up, family? What's going on? Hey, y'all, his link was just dropped in the chat by K&A Stafford. So if y'all go check his channel, I'll hit that link right there and go show bro some love, man, to the YouTube channel. Go follow him. Ja Warrior, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? That go the link right there, man. And like I said, man, he got some. Like, we definitely gonna bring him back on. Know what I mean, so y'all can see. Know what I mean, see what I seen, man. You know. So
You know,
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you right now, people see me with that King Cobra, everybody's gonna want a King Cobra, man. That's just how it is.
I'm telling, like man, you know how somebody, like, you see a person, like, and I'm using this for example for myself. You see a J Dog in the house. What's up, J Dog? You see a person ride a skateboard. You're like, dang man, he make that skateboard look so easy, man. And
Yeah.
I hopped on the skateboard one time, and next thing you know, my two legs was up in the air, man. I was falling down on my back, man.
Falling off a skateboard, one thing. Messing up with a King Cobra is a whole different one. So you don't
Yeah,
want
man.
you definitely don't want to make the wrong move with a King Cobra and get bit
Yeah,
because
man. That drink, man. Like I said, man. I definitely, I definitely want to, like I said, like when you got the picture of you kissing the king cobra on top of the head, man. Like, you know,
yes, sir.
again, man, it's definitely cool. How big is the anaconda you got?
Both my anacondas are around like 5 feet long. Uh,
Okay,
three. My female is 2 years old. My male is three.
okay.
And just
Like,
and it's funny because I found out my male was a male not too long ago. We was a female when I got it,
yeah.
and I was like, all right, well, now I just gotta find me a male. Wake up one morning, look inside the water, and it's a sperm plug. I'm like, oh, there. Well, never mind. I got one.
Okay. Like that, that happened to me. That happened to me last year, man. And what wound up happening was I got sold a lesser ball python as a male.
Right.
So I'm putting the like and it never like to try to sex it or anything. So I'm putting a lesser in there with other females, and like it's like I'm not getting any locks or any interactions at all, interest at all in the in them locking. So I wanted to buy a pro kit and something, and I went and I probed it, and the probe got lost. I said, "Holy crap, this is a freaking female!" So uh but I was excited because I had the Mojave Mojave Mel, and
Okay.
my Mojave Mel last year was my stud breeder. He like once you put him in the enclosure in the cage with any of the females,
You
he
ready to?
he went right to work. He ain't waste no time. So they wound up locking up, and she laid 5 eggs, but they wasn't no good though.
Man,
Know what I
damn.
mean?
Right.
But
That
but
sucks.
but it was a crazy experience, man. You said Jay Snake said no king cobras for me.
Yeah, man. Like, so me, and it's funny me like getting the King Cobra because it was like honestly a buddy of mine just reached out to me. Like I had made a post, and then a buddy of mine reached out to me and was like, "Yo, man, I got a baby King Cobra, Indo King Cobra for sale if you want it." I was like, "Well, shit, shoot me some pictures and shoot me the price of what you're asking for it, and we'll go from there." And about a month or so later, this King Cobra arrived to my house. So I was like, "Well." And now I, said like I'm really in it, you know, and everything that I knew about the King Cobra was finally about to be put at work. So, and it was a day in and day out working with this animal. At least after maybe like the first couple of weeks, because especially the first few days, Taco stayed hooded up inside of her enclosure for like hours, bro. Like if I would walk past her enclosure and she's out, she'll stay hooded up the whole time for like 3 hours. Won't move or nothing, just staring me down. Well, and then shortly, but maybe about a couple weeks after that, she started to get used to just seeing me, and more and more, we started interacting a little bit more here and there. I take her out. I went live with her a few times, so that way she's seeing herself inside of the camera along with seeing me on the camera, and just taking baby steps with them. Again, I don't recommend, if it's not for you, it's not for you. So just like, don't do it if you know that you're not ready for a king cobra, don't do it. And if you feel like you might possibly do something stupid with a king cobra, don't do it. Like me kissing a king cobra is, it's dumb. It's definitely stupid. But it wasn't something that I did, you know, right after me getting it. You can get a ball python, and I know a lot of people who get like normal non-venomous snakes, get snakes, and they be super excited to have that snake and be wanting to show it off, take it out. Especially if you're in a like you're in a hot state, or if it's having a good weather, you want to take that snake and show it off to friends and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't do that with these venomous snakes, man. You make one wrong move, and it can be a life or death situation. So
Yeah, that's like that's definitely you can't be a careless person. Know what I mean? Like I know what I mean I definitely that's an observation that I see. Know what I mean? With dealing with it. You gotta
yeah,
always be on point. Know what I mean? And see, I the one of the dudes that introduced me to the retakes, like
yeah,
when I first met him, he was real always big into the venomous and stuff, or the hots rather. And
right,
he had Kaboom Vipers, but he was actually like in Pennsylvania, in certain parts of Pennsylvania, we got a lot of copperheads and a lot of active rattlesnake dens and stuff like that. So he wound up, I guess, was hiking one time and got bit by a rattlesnake. So once he was bit by a wild rattlesnake, he wound up freaking
get rid of it.
purchasing a whole bunch of them. So
Oh
it's
man,
like like
getting bit then buying some.
huh?
Hey, he said he got bit, then went out and bought some.
Yeah, like when he was because he always loved the like loved the venomous. So he like when he got bit, like when he got bit by it, it's like he said the feeling that he got, and he just went and just and I think he got like five rattlesnakes now. So I've been to the reptile zoo several times and
So
always had a great experience every time.
that first, and it regardless of venomous snakes or non-venomous snakes, how you take that bite is gonna be how you really go about, saying the rest of your collection and dealing with or moving forward. So and it goes with a lot. It goes with a lot of stuff like Rocky. Saying in the Rocky movie, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And the
Yeah,
same goes with a lot of shit. Like so, a buddy of mine, he brought his friend to a reptile expo last month, and his friend was keeping like all kinds of snakes until he got bit one time by, I want to say it was like a Burmese python. He got bit one time, and he said after that, I'm not, I'm done. Like I can't. I do monitors and everything else. I'm not doing no more snakes. So like
I
it's
just seen something on my thing. Ayo, ball Python love, man. I appreciate you, bro, man. Real talk, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I thank you for all the love and the support that, nah, I mean, I thank everybody for the love and support, man. Thank you, man. Hey, ball Python love, much love, bro, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey,
dealing. Now me dealing with snakes for reptiles for a little over 10 years now. I have probably been bitten maybe five times, and most of those bites is just from like me showing people that getting bit by a snake really doesn't hurt. Like it just be the bite that fears you, but snakes bite don't really hurt now, especially when it's a little ball python. Big snakes, different story. But when you get tagged, especially if it's just a defensive bite, when you get tagged, it's just like that. Like the feed response bites, a whole nother one. But like I said, I've been dealing with snakes and other lizards and crocodilians for a little over 10 years. I've only been bitten by 5 times.
Yo, Rich, what's up? Rich, what's going on? We got DR85. Rich, what's going on? How you feeling today? Hey, everybody, it's Miss K and A Reptiles' birthday. Happy birthday, Miss K and A Reptiles.
Okay.
And but yeah, like I I got bit the first time when I was 13 with the Burmese, and it was my fault. And like the Burmese python, what I did was I took 4 mice and I dropped all 4 mice in the tank at one time. And my uncle said, "Man, like, oh, man, what you doing, man? That's too many mice in there."
Right,
So I wasn't thinking that the snake goes off of body heat. So I'm sticking my hand in the tank to grab some of the mice out, and the snake just tagged the crap out of me. I mean,
right. And it happens. So like you said, you was 13 years old.
and like and that was the first time I got bit by one of my snakes, and the second time I believe I got bit. I went to a reptile show. This was years on down the line. Solo Butterfly, what's up? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Hey y'all, we got Wild Boy Dev in the house. I'm gonna post his link again. Now I mean for y'all to go check him out and go check out his channel. And and this was years down the line. This was a couple years ago. I go to the Altoona Reptile Show, and I had one thing in mind, which was a Burmese python. Like it been years I've been on a snake, so I go to the reptile show and I see the first Burmese python I see. I want it, and she was already she was al- he was already a a large Burmese python, about 8 foot already, and
Okay.
so I pick him. I go to the thing. I grab him, I bring him home. Now, when I look at him, you could tell he was underweight and still had like a lot of shed and everything going on. So I got the boys in the kitchen. So I take him out, I put him around my neck, and like I'm the snake whisperer or something, and stuff like that. And next thing you know, he just turned around and
Hey,
tagged me right in my lip, man. And that was the second time that I was hit by the snake, but
man.
by a snake, and but it was more because of uh how he was treated before I got him. So after a while, I tell people like he had a lot of shed on him, so I used to soak him. So like once I soak him, I help him get some of the stuck shed and everything off of him, and it was
Right,
like with me helping the snake uh feel some type of relief with getting that old skin off of him. Like we kind of bonded, and he went from striking and spraying the whole bathroom every time to where when I took him out, he never struck at me again. Know what I mean, and I don't was good. This Mills, what's the deal, family? What's
once
up,
you
homie? What's
yeah
going
once
on? Jay Snake said, it feels good to see you doing live again, bro. This is what keeps the community together and allow us to all connect. No doubt, man. Like I said, man, this all due to Wild Boy Dad, man. Like I seen the picture he posted on the book, and like I said, man, like I wanted to bring him on here, know what I mean, so he could show some of that love, man.
man, oh man, yeah, bro. Like getting so like going back to buying
Love you
a
too,
bird
bro.
in a mistreated, coming from a mistreated situation, and like now giving it the time, love, and care. That snake had a complete turnaround, and at the end of the day, that's what it all be, bro. Like you just show these animals, you know, the love and that you're not a threat. you're not food to them, they will learn. You still got snakes that they have their disposition is gonna be their disposition no matter what. Like you can show them as much kind love in the world, they still gonna be wanting to be assholes to you. Like um, for instance, I had my bro runs an exotic traveling zoo where he does like birthday parties and stuff like that. And he takes out retigs, Burmese pythons, kangaroos, um, lynx, porcupines, owls, farm animals, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of stuff. And when I was probably about like 19 years old, he hits me up and tells me that he just went to some lady house to get a 7 to 8 foot boa constrictor. And the lady wanted to get rid of it because the snake kept striking at her. So I was like, yeah, I don't have a problem. Bring it. So he brings me this snake, and not even in 2 minutes, like I'm taking the snake out, working with it. Like the snake does nothing whatsoever. And I had that snake for maybe about like 3 or 4 months. Still did not have no response, and it's just because people give off different vibes. And if a snake feels nervous around you, that snake is going to be nervous, and then it's going to put itself, going to put its mindset into all right, you feeling sketchy about me, so I need to feel sketchy about you. So when I got this boa, like, I was told that this snake was defensive, aggressive, and was constantly striking. I'm walking around with this snake wrapped around my neck, the snake not doing anything. My little sister, I hand the snake off to my little sister. Mind you, my little sister is probably about like 7 years old at the time. And I put this boa around her neck, still nothing. She's walking past people in a maze, like, oh my God, I can't believe that snake is around her neck. She's so small. Like, I'm not worried about the snake doing anything to her. And it just, like I said, it just comes to show, like, if you take away the fear and be more understanding of the animal, man, you can break down a lot of walls when it comes to.
Jay Snakes said he got a 13-foot female retic that won't eat. He said, like, do you got any advice on that right there?
What have you tried to feed it? When did it stop going off of food? Because sometimes it could just be something in the air, and they will go off. Like with ball pythons, like anybody who keep ball pythons has had a ball python go off of food for months, and it just like with snakes, man, they just sometimes they just
See, like I know, like I know Jay Snakes, like the he wound up buying he brought her uh a couple like a month ago, I believe, a month or two ago,
okay.
you know, from from a from like a third party, and when he first got her, he put in an enclosure, gave her some time to to get comfortable whatsoever, and he went and offered her a meal, and she wouldn't take. She wouldn't eat at all. And I believe he tried to offer her a meal a few times, and she wouldn't take at all.
Right.
And so like that, I guess that I believe he offered her a chicken, and a rat or whatsoever, and so he reached out to the guy, and the guy told him that she I guess she was ready to breed, and that's why she wasn't eating.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say that could be it too, especially if she's of age to breed, then she will go off, and it sucks. You want to see your snake eat because a snake that's eating is a happy snake, and then that snake doesn't take a meal. Now you can also just try you tried the chicken and you tried the rats. I would say try something else, like try either a guinea pig. If anybody on here gets upset about me saying the guinea pig, oh well, it's still a feeder, man. Like,
Hey, like, see, cause
it
like
happens. But or try a rabbit, or get you like get a small rabbit or a small frozen thawed piglet, and try those. Like certain smells, like just because that snake has gotten used to its environment, certain smells on different um food items might trigger that animal to want to eat.
Yeah, cause when we was talking, I was talking to him, and he said the guinea pig, and I'm like, freaking, like I had went and I grabbed a bunch of guinea pigs, and I think I grabbed like 8 of them, and the only thing I ain't like about the guinea pigs, like they don't move. Like once they get in that enclosure, like they just sit, they just stay posted up
Yeah, they
and
freak.
Sean, what's up? Sean, what's going on? And like they just stay posted up in that one little corner. So it's like it take years for the snake to figure out, you know what I mean, where they at.
All right. So with me, I don't do live. I only do
Okay.
frozen. With all of my like occasion, I may do a live rodent or item occasionally, but for the most part, I only do frozen just because I want to get it done over and I can move on to the next one. Or if I decide to leave something in there, I don't have to worry about coming back and that item chewing on my snake or doing
Yeah.
something. So I can leave a frozen thawed item in the cage, walk off, go feed the next one. And like I got maybe what 6 or 7 guinea pigs at the house. Unfortunately, I can't even touch them because they're breeders, so I can't touch them at this moment. My wife will fucking kill me if I went in the house and grabbed it and then whacked it on top of the head to feed it off to any of the snakes. She will kill
Yeah.
me. So, but every now and then we'll get like extras, and then I, whack the guinea pig and feed it off. The only things that's in the house right now that's on the guinea pigs are my anacondas. So
Yeah.
everything else, like Juliet. Juliet's my what 20 pushing 20 feet, 200 pound reticulated python, and she's on 6 to 10 pound rabbits, and I give her about 30 to 40 pounds every 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, cause again, like I see that you got the picture of your retics around your neck.
yeah,
See, like,
only one snake that in that picture. I didn't mean to cut you off. There's only one snake in that picture. That's well, two technically, but the big one that you see in the picture, that's my main one. The other ones we were at a belonged to a buddy of mine. We was just doing a photo shoot for one of our friends' magazine and stuff. So we brought out a bunch of shit.
hey, Rich, and I always appreciate you being here, Rich, man. I always appreciate you being here, man. Now, man, when I go through my depressions and stuff like that, man, and that stuff start kicking in. YouTube always a lifesaver, man. I come in here and get to kick it with good people, man. I always appreciate you being here, bro. I mean, that depression is real, man, and y'all helped me pull through a lot. Jay said, laugh out loud. See, I, believe it or not, all rodents and anything that resemble a rodent, I'm terrified of. Rabbits, guinea pigs, gerbils, all that. I'm terrified of them, man. So hamsters, all that. Like they scary. Oh my god. Hey, oh, hey, Mills, I appreciate you, bro. Oh my god, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro. Oh man, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Real talk. Much love, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
But yeah, I used to be the same way where I really couldn't touch the like mice and stuff like that. But then I just was like, you know what? This is what I keep. Like what I keep has to eat them. So I'm just gonna get used to touching them.
Hey, look, man. I'm telling you, I could pick them up, man. Like, well, we was breeding rats and everything, and like, I love my wife and the death and joint, man. And Like she braver than me when it comes to certain when it comes to the rodents, man. And I tried the ASF rats, and so I took my little stick that I had.
Yeah, they here that don't know what an ASF rat is, just an African soft-furred rat. Just say that.
Yeah, listen, man, and that ASF, that joint grabbed the stick and started attacking the stick, and I knew that wasn't gonna work out for me right there, man.
Yeah, man. I went to this pet store and this dude had just picked up like a $400 or $500 ball python. Dropped I believe it was either a small rat or a mouse inside of the tank, and forgot about it and like walked off. He came back. That mouse had the feeder had ate the snake. Like
Hey yo,
chewed it.
like I see like like with how it is where I was at. Like I go to Petco, and I grab the frozen, and like like they wouldn't really take to them. So it was like freaking like, and then with the pet store, I go buy like a frozen rabbit or a guinea pig, and I'm spending like 15 to $20 or so on one of the frozen animals, and and the snake wouldn't take it. So I'm like, dang man, this drink killed it. Like, that's a waste of money right there and
That's
stuff.
why, like for me, I only buy like I get all my feeders from like the shows.
Yeah,
Be a lot cheaper. You can buy in bulk, and or I had like friends of mine that be like, "Yo, I got a bunch of shit that I don't really need. Do you need some extra? You know, saying, do you need something?" Like I had a buddy of mine bring me a shit ton of rats just because he had got them after he bought his reticulated. Like he bought a baby retic, and the guy who sold it to him just gave him a shit ton of rats, and he didn't even
yeah,
eat them. So he was like, "Bro, you need some rats." I was like, "Yeah, shit." You know what I'm saying? How much you asking? He was like, "Bro, I just drop them off to you." I was like, "Bet."
yeah.
So, and when it comes like to the whole thawing out a rat and then feeding them off, like how do you like when you thaw your rats out? Like how do you go about doing it?
Like when I was doing it, like I let them sit out, and then I sit them in like the warm water until they got like the room temperature.
Uh,
Like the one retic I had, she wouldn't turn anything down. Like when you put it in there, like she like Zena definitely, she ate frozen, she ate everything and stuff like that. She was good like that. And it was just some of them that was just like just so stubborn or sophisticated that like they wouldn't
touch the frozen.
yeah, they wouldn't touch the frozen. Like the retics that I had when they was babies, when I would try to feed them, like they wouldn't eat at all. And like I would have to wait for them to go back into they hides,
Right.
and drop the food in there and leave, and make sure it's completely silent for them to actually go ahead
But I
and
eat it.
actually go ahead and eat and things like that.
Yeah, some snakes won't. Like they be that what like camera shy where they won't really want to eat in front of you. You gotta no matter what you do for them to eat in front of you, they just won't do it. You gotta leave it in there and walk off. And sometimes, like I said, when it comes to using the frozen, doing frozen thawed, you gotta play. You gotta give the snake that show. You gotta dance the animal. You know what I'm saying? That feeder around for them to make it seem like it's alive
Yeah,
for them to want to take it. Because I be knowing people that be like, man, my snakes won't take frozen. Like, all right, well, how do you do it? Like, I man, I thaw them out. I just drop it in the tank. Yeah, it's not gonna take it if you just drop it in the tank. Now you gotta move it around just a bit. Like
like
shit.
I had a like I got I was talking to a guy one time, and he was like, "Yeah, man, like I feed my retake chicken," and I'm like, he like, "Yeah, no chicken. I go to the store,
Shit
and
story, yeah.
I go buy the chicken."
The chicken, yeah. Bro. It's once you get a snake to take grocery store, like you go to the grocery store and buy chicken. Once you take a snake, once you get a snake on that, man, it's gonna save you a lot of money.
Hey,
My anacondas will take the drumsticks. You go to the
yeah,
grocery store and buy
yeah,
like a family, you know what I'm saying, drumsticks. Juliet will take a whole chickens that you can buy from the grocery store. She'll take whole chickens. I'll give her
yeah.
like, oh, she'll take them with no problem.
And, and the dude that does it, that I like, know what I mean, all his retics, I'm talking about, man, they beautiful, man, they healthy and everything, and he feed them the chicken from the grocery store, man, and they do real well on it. And see the guy told me raise chicken out back, like the guy told me, the guy told me, he, like, when he worked at, I guess he worked at a zoo, and one of the zoos that he worked at, they kept large snakes, and what they did was, to save them money, they would feed the larger snakes, the
Chickens.
chicken.
Yeah.
And then, like a couple days after he told me, I'm talking to a guy. He got a tiger pod retic in the bathtub, and and he dropped he dangled the drumstick and the freaking snake, like he bit it and wrapped around it like it was a live rat, and ate that joint.
Yeah. Because what people when I did it with Juliet, the first time I fed her a chicken from the grocery store, um, I had a few comments. I posted it on Facebook, and I had a few comments like, "Man, you shouldn't be doing that." I'm like, "It's a chicken, a damn chicken!" Like, bro, you if a snake is out in the wild and come, like, you got to remember that reticulated pythons come from Indonesia, Thailand, you know, and all of the people that's out there are farming chickens, cows, turkeys, pigs, whatever. They out there farming. If that retic come across this chicken that's just scattering around this farm, it ain't gonna be like, oh man, that's a chicken. I'm gonna just leave it alone. No, they're gonna take the opportunity and eat that damn bird. Just
Yeah,
because just because I went and bought a chicken that ain't got feathers on it, don't mean it's any less healthier than a chicken with feathers.
yeah.
The exact same thing. And when I first fed my anacondas, I made a video with my anacondas eating the drumstick. My bro called me. He like, man, you know what? You know what you just did with that, bro? I'm like, what? He like, motherfuckers ain't gonna believe that you just fed a snake a drumstick from the grocery store. Like you blowing people's minds with this. I'm like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I didn't think that way. Just because I'm like, well, let me just give it a shot. You know, I got
Yeah.
rats, I got rabbits. At the time I had like a couple little piglets in the freezer, but I was thawing out the chicken for my dogs. And I was like, well shit, I got a couple pieces left. Let me just see what happens. And long and behold, that damn snake took it. I was
Yeah,
like, well,
man.
to me, don't
See,
run, you know.
man, like the thing, the only thing like, me personally, you gonna always learn something, man. And the things that you learn and you see, you apply what's useful to you, and you let go was
Yep.
not useful.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, people be so judgmental and hateful, that to where you may do something that they don't agree with, and the next thing you know, you get all type of death threats and things like that, man. Like, and it's
You know
it's freaking crazy.
what I had to learn, and like Brian and his son told me this. I mean, and like my brother told me this, the one who's running his own zoo, my brother Javon. They all told me this. Like, no matter what you do, man, it's always gonna be a double-edged sword of what you're doing. No matter, you know what I'm saying, like you can be doing something extremely positive, but you still gonna have in the background somebody that's gonna say something negative about what you're doing. So you just focus on all the positive that's coming your way, and just, you know what I'm saying, just push your train, man. That's all you gotta do is just ride your train and just keep it going. Like no matter what anybody tells you. Like I get people, again, for me, I feel like I'm a nobody. Like I'm not a big name person. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a superstar or anything like that. So when I have people inbox me like, man, congratulations, or congratulations, you really doing this, you really doing that. Like I just be like, man, I'm just doing what I'm typically doing every day. I just decided to make a video out of it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so like I don't know, like if anybody that's on here watching, like I said, I went viral about 3 years ago. And if anybody's on here watching, you've probably seen the video because it was everywhere where the reticulated python that got loose and it was on the garage. Anybody that's on YouTube, if you're on YouTube right now, you can type it in, giant retic on the garage in Detroit. Uh, I got a lot of like positive feedback from it, where it was just mainly people saying, "Oh, well, we're just happy that you were able. We're surprised that you were able to get back in time for anything to happen." And the pretty much those were all like the same comments, and they were shocked that how well I was able to handle that situation. Like the snake didn't do anything to anybody, like or nothing like that. But then I had a lady who flipped her whole thing against me, and it didn't even have nothing to do about the reptile, or saying she was mad at me because I guess she went to my Facebook page and seen like me having dogs and got mad at me about having breeding dogs, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how did you just go from congratulating me with my snake to now you're bashing me about me breeding my dogs? I just didn't get it. So I was like, all right, we had a huge discussion, a huge argument about it. I said some things, she said some things, and she was more hurt about what I had to say back to her. But I'm saying, it is what it is. Like, hey,
Man, that like I don't had a crazy experience. You know what I mean, myself, man, and again, like you said, man, it's a double edged sword in joint, man. You gonna take the good and the bad with it, man. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Especially like me having a king cobra. Like if I was to tell, like when I first got Taco, if I was to tell people like, yo, I've never owned a king cobra before. I've never worked around a king cobra before, before asking for one, and then actually getting a king cobra. All of the old heads that's in the reptile community would have dog dragged me through the mud for getting a snake that I knew, in their eyes, I knew nothing about. Right. And now we're fast forward 16 months later, and one of the people that a lot of people look up to, which is Brian Barchak, free handling a king cobra that I've raised up, and he's only free handling because of like he's seen the work that I put into with this snake. Brian's
Yeah.
not a Brian's not a newbie. Brian doesn't typically free handle any venomous snake, let alone a king cobra. Now, king cobras, anybody that don't know, king cobras don't have the most venomous venom. It's not the most deadliest of venoms, but they do carry a lot of it. They have one of the largest venom glands of any venomous snakes. So for Brian to free handle my king cobra, it meant a lot. It definitely meant a lot to me. It was like, all right, I'm actually doing something positive, and what I'm working towards, this idol to everybody is really taking in what I've actually put out. And I've offered Brian the snake hook one. We did our video with him. I offered him, like, bro, do you want the snake hook? He was like, nah, man, I'm fine. So for him to reject the snake hook from me and free handle Taco meant the world to me. Like,
Hey,
look, like that meant the world to me, man.
hey, 'cause I seen on Facebook, I seen Taco Tuesday, so I'm looking for the tacos, and next thing you know, I seen the King Cobra come out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, man. The Taco Tuesday, bro. It, it started because like Taco's name wasn't originally a Taco. It was Zuko when I first got him. And then we took Taco. The first video that I did with Brian, we took Taco up to him to have her sexed. And then once I found out that Zuko was a female, I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and change her name. And then I just started playing around with stuff, and I was like Taco Tuesday. Like it was a Tuesday, and I was just like Taco Tuesday. And then it was like, okay, I could do a Taco Tuesday every Tuesday now just to have fun with the people. And then people started really engaging into the Taco Tuesday um, with me. And then there's a buddy that's here who has like a taco restaurant. So he taps in every Taco Tuesday and he'll make a Taco Tuesday post. And then I'll share his restaurant forum on my lives.
Yeah, that's love. Hey, Jay Snake said that message you said about riding your own train. That's strong. That's strong right there, man.
Yeah,
It definitely
one
is.
second.
Hey, we gonna go for about like 4 more minutes. Give it a nice strong hour, man. Like yo, I haven't done this in a few months, man. And I appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate everything that I received from everybody, man. I mean, I appreciate Wild Boy Dev definitely being on here, and I definitely would love and be honored to have bro on here again, come and kick it with us, man. Like again, man. You know, social media ain't always bad, man. You meet very good, interesting people on social media. That's how me and
Yeah.
Jay Snakes wound up hooking up, man. And
Okay.
again, like I appreciate y'all from being here. So again, like if you want to recap and let people know who you is and how to get a hold of you, you could go ahead and take the time to do so. Wild Exotics on Reptiles. Appreciate. Go ahead, man. You a wild boy. You can send them. You can send everybody. You can end the show, man. You can break them down how to get a hold of you.
All right. So, yeah, you can, like I said, you can follow me on Facebook at Dual Exotics. You can go to my Instagram at Wild Boy Dev. It's spelled the exact same way it is on here, and that's my YouTube channel as well. And if you're on TikTok, Wild Boy Dev, the exact same way. So you'll see everything that I have for the most part, and just what I'm saying, I just be having fun, man. Like I just be like showing different sides to the animals that people don't really get to see. If you're into dogs, I got dogs too. So
Some nice looking ones, man. Hey yo, man. Again, I appreciate everybody, man. Hey Mills, if you still watching, man, I appreciate you. Love you, bro, man. Yo, thank you for that right there. Ball Python love again. Thank you, man. Thank everybody. Yo, shout out to the team Serpents, man. My boy Wild Boy Dev came held it down, man. You came through in the clutch moment for me, man.
not a problem,
Appreciate
man.
you,
Yeah,
bro.
next time we get on here, bro, I definitely do. You know, what I'm saying I'll bring Taco on. You know, what I'm saying she can sit here and y'all can watch Taco how she is with me. Um, we do it. I'll probably have her out for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes or so, and then I'll put her back up. So, but
Man, yo, hey Rich, good to see you, Rich, man. Everybody have a great night. Everybody be cool. Much love and much respect to all. And I
yeah.
will holler at y'all later, man. Go
All right,
check
Joe.
out Wild Boy. Dev, the link been in the chat room. I'm gonna drop it one more time before we slide. And peace.
All right, Joe.